Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for August the 26th through September 1st, 2024. So I'd like to start by welcoming everyone back to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you're subscribed, select uh, the all notification bell, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. Um, Before we get into just a little bit more information, first of all, I want to thank everyone for your prayers um, for the job interview. It was very successful. Um, and I'm gonna have to probably do like a live or something on Sunday just to talk more about it and the spiritual experiences that happened, and just working through things. So oh yes, so therefore I did get the job. I'm sorry, I blanked out for a second there. You can hear my throat. I've been on the phone a lot since the day of the demo, and then I mean everything happened like within a day or within 2 days. So I had the interview. Next day, I get a call. My references were called, colleagues that I worked with and professionally, and then I was offered the job on Thursday, and no, sorry, Wednesday because the interview was on Tuesday. So it's just been a roller coaster, of excitement and just awe of the angels. My school, happens to have the name angels in it because it's a Catholic school, and and it's in the same city where I'm living, so that's wonderful. It's not a long commute, but yeah, it's just been a blessing, and I thank you all for your support and your prayers. And I have been reading your comments. I just haven't had a chance to because I'm so busy, just trying to develop my lesson plans. Um, the school doesn't have a lot of resources, and so, well, for the music class, so no piano, no instruments, no books. So, if anyone out there has, that's maybe lives in nearby or something like that, they and you have a piano that you're not using, you want to donate, um, classroom percussion instruments, anything you want to donate, or maybe this is not appropriate, but if you want to donate to that my school's music program, you can write me at Angelic Wisdom LLC, and then I could give you the address where you could send it to the school, and then I would have you deal directly with the principal for like if there was a donation or something like that, to help support the program. So it's a performing arts teacher, music teacher. So I'll be, we have shows that we do, and so one class I see them twice a week. I'll dedicate to performing arts techniques, and then the other music literacy is my plan for right now. So, I'm just really grateful to God and the angels, and to all of you because you made it possible. And the angel, the angels. I told you there are many signs. I'm going to talk about this another time, but it's just that the dreams did not stop since I stopped teaching. 5 nights out of the week, approximately out of a week of every week, I dreamt that I was teaching at my old job, or I was teaching at some new schools that I've never been to. And in the last month, I thought I was dreaming about my old job, but I actually realized I knew that the building didn't look quite the same, but it was very similar, as is this building. In the two buildings in real life, they are almost identical except for colors, and that's what I noticed when I went to the school. I was like, oh, this was the place where I've been for the last month. So many other things, but like everything I wanted on my bucket list in a job, teaching position in terms of, you know, a good principal. I mean, he actually saw me and understood me. The feedback that I got was amazing and more than what I was expecting. With after my time gap, and I was trained as a performer, but I did have 15 years experience, but still, um, it was just wow. So, thank you all um, for the journey that we've been through together. It has helped me as much as I know many of you have told me it's helped you. So, um, you know, there's some things I want to just briefly go over too. So, of course, if you haven't subscribed, do all of that. And as far as if you would like to have an angel reading with me, um, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com. However, my office hours are going to change. I would like to say that I'm going to be able to do like the evenings when I get back. I get off work at 3, but um, there is some time in the evening, but I'm just not sure in the beginning. I might be able to only have like one or two, but what I'm going to do is open up Saturday. So, but I'm not going to do all day. Just probably one or two clients on Saturday. So I'll let you know, but I also will now have to do the videos. I was doing them on Fridays, this video, but I'm going to have to do it on Saturday morning and then wait for it to upload and get it out the same day. We'll see how this is going to work. Or I may have to do them a week ahead, and so that I'm not rushed to upload and something can go wrong with the internet. So there's this planning that I have to do, but this is still a commitment to me because this is, as I told you many times, this has been a part of my own. This is my, I don't know how to say this, but this has changed my life, and it is very important to me what I do here. The writings, I have to figure that out, and so that might be one of the things that, like during the evening when I come home, that I will have to do it then, and so therefore that's why I'm thinking I could only probably do it on the readings on Saturday, and any days I school calendar that we're off, or breaks, summer break and things like that. We'll have summer break is probably where I'll take a lot of clients, and maybe Christmas break for a week, not the full 2, but something like that. There'll be opportunities here and there throughout the school year. All right, and I'll just make those announcements as they are available. All right, so let's leave that for now. And so if you would also like to just donate to my channel, you can do that directly through my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC, which you'll find in the description area beneath the video. So the link to have a reading with me will be there. But if you have something that the kids can use, percussion, classroom percussion instruments, or piano, and the piano because it's a little bit more challenging, and you want to donate it but you live in the area, like contact me at Angelic Wisdom LLC at gmail.com, and then again that will go through the school, but I'll get you the information, okay? So, or any friends that that might have things that lying around that they want to donate, so I appreciate it. So, the last week of August, and as for you, I'm hoping that you're starting to see sort of the lift, and I hope you're finding the courage to love. And the courage to, what I mean, the courage to love yourself more. This has really been the journey that I've seen the angels take me through in order to create the shifts. The energy is there for us now in a way that is just miraculous. But we, whatever comes up, it really is an illusion, and you will understand that. You might not understand it in the way I just said it, but in the moment, you might feel a sense of inner light offer you some kind of clarity where you no longer believe in that illusion in the way that you did before, and that you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, or that you can see a door that will give you the option to step out. But it's not like the door is going to open for you to step out and be like, oh, I didn't have to go through that. It's not an escape door. It's just a door that might allow you to stand sort of apart from the the drama that the illusion is creating, and let you watch it as if you're watching TV. And then in that private space, you know, where you have time to separate, illusion um, from reality, you are able to see what you need, what you're ready for, and what is really you and who you really are. And I can, just simply tell you, the more that you just allow yourself to be who you truly are. So one of the things I was fussing with over myself was, I was really critical of some of the things about myself that are my gifts, because the courage to love is, first, we have to believe that love is not some platitude, and it's not a weakness. We have to, you have to stop giving power to the ego, in the sense of, aggression and fear and intimidation and, all these things right now that we think makes us look confident and makes us successful and makes us respected and regarded, and in the world. All of that stuff, that puffing up of pride, that's the hot air. Love is a real substance. It's the stuff that truly is the anchor, the foundation of happiness, of you being able to wheel your dreams. It's the stuff that really makes you successful, and being yourself. We all we all have shadows, and we all have these gifts, but sometimes we let the shadow just overshadow the light within us. The thing is that your shadow and your light are one. It is, and until you embrace it, you will never be able to achieve wholeness. And so, I don't know if the best way I can say it was, as I was trying to create these plans, I'm very right brain, and I'm creative. I work better from abstract, and then starting with this sort of linear way of, structuring everything first. So when I tried to structure the lesson plan, and then the criticism comes in, and then the overthinking comes in. So, and I had to talk myself off a ledge, and it was like somebody opened up a door and let me go into this corridor where I could just watch. And then it said, you know what? I have to create first. So I just started acting out. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. I hadn't written it down. And so I just stood up and I just pretended like I was in front of the class, and I enacted it, because that's how I always did it before. I could walk in and just do it, and it would be perfect. Even if I hadn't planned it and somebody had asked me to do something else and I just did it, it would always go perfectly. But I couldn't get back there because last year when I was applying to public school and then another job, the public school is what set it off. It taught me it it, it was like the script and thinking of every detail of what I was doing at the time and what I was saying at the time and what the children were thinking at the time and what they were doing at the time, what they might be doing. That was too much for me. And it was like when I first learned to sight sing, we learned solfeggio. And over the years through high school, I just learned sight reading became natural. Sight singing became natural. Well, yeah. And but when I went to my undergraduate school, they taught us numbers, and I could never get back to that comfortability that I had, that natural ability of sight singing ever again. And and so it's the same thing with this. And so because and then I was starting to hate this part of me, who can only do it, can who functions this way, but everybody else seems to be like this. And there are other things about, these are things that we consider weaknesses. We've already determined that there are issues and our baggage. And you know, a house divided is a house divided. It's gonna fall. And so you cannot gain wholeness, peace, happiness, prosperity until you embrace the shadow as much as you equally embrace the light within you. When you do that, you bring them into oneness. And they just become facets of you that interact and play together in specific ways for specific things that you're doing. Whatever you need to do, those aspects will come together and they will be able to generate something even new that is needed or possible. So let me just go ahead and take a moment for us to take a deep breath and just connect in. I know I'm giving you the message for the week, but I just want to do the normal thing. And so let's take a deep breath. So they're showing me a man who's naked and he's sort of just leaning back. I can't see the back of the scene, but it feels like the person might be not quite on a sandy beach, but next to a body of water, but more like there's grass and it, and but the thing is that the penis is erect, and so that's my symbol for manifestation. But the symbol of relaxing back like this is not something I've seen, and so what it kind of implies to me that everybody just sort of needs to relax and just, and not to say not to do anything, but just be aware of what's coming to you first. Have faith that that you have everything that you need. Okay? Again, we have to be able to appreciate, make peace with where you're at. That was something that had to happen to me this summer. You have to make peace with where you're at. Because again, if one wants to look at a period of their life as like, a dark period, and they look at the periods before and after, or the one they wish to come to be light periods, then you're doing the same thing and creating the same problem. They're equal to each other. They are, everything in each period is what is making you a whole being. So you're already a whole being, but you're holding yourself apart from your wholeness by not acknowledging and appreciating in with in equal terms those two distinct periods in your ego's mind. The way I said it to somebody yesterday, it's all God's handiwork. Your life is all God's handiwork, meaning, and the image that comes to me when I say handiwork, I see someone crocheting a beautiful Afghan. It's beautiful, but it's in the mind of the Creator. And you are one with the mind and the will of the Creator. They're one and the same. This thing about equality is the thing that's going to heal the gaps in our spiritual lives and in all the facets of our lives. Every facet of your life is spiritual because you are a spiritual being, sharing a facet of the divine consciousness or source. Each and every one of us is a one with the divine mind, sharing a facet of it, which is where you might and I perceive our uniqueness in our selves and our personalities, our soul, and in our gifts and blessings. But when you get rid of these distinctions and see everything is equal and one, you can then truly appreciate. And so if you see that the Afghan that was being woven from the conception of your spirit, your soul, through lifetimes, and even in this lifetime, is still unfolding this beautiful design. But some of the threads are, not all the threads are going to be the same in order to create the visual design. So we might have black to give definition to things, and that's what the dark periods are doing. They're giving definition to the beauty of your entire being's tapestry. The dark and the light and the gradients in between just make up the colors of the world and help us to have the visual manifestation of what we truly desire. So when they say relax and let it come to you, then as things are coming into your life or placed into your conscious awareness, then listen to your heart in the way that your heart is moved and act upon that. And when you do, you will see that the winds will just pick up and carry the sails of your heart directly towards, very rapidly, what it is that you've been manifesting, and whatever that tapestry is all about. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Archangel message. And it's Archangel Uriel. And see that come into harmony and balance. So Archangel Uriel is in charge of your solar plexus chakra. And he is also an archangel of peace and illumination, wisdom. And so you can see this by the gold and the burgundy. The burgundy is a deep, deep wisdom, right? And inner peace. And so Archangel Uriel, this whole discussion about this balance, it says, come into harmony and balance. And this means stop classifying This is how I've been using it for myself. Stop classifying things as good or bad. This is a practice of the ego. This is what is making the courage to love seem foolish, because we're practicing the ego by classifying things good or bad. We've all been doing it with the politics, and especially in the United States. What we're perceiving as the dark is helping to define, give definition to the clarity of our mission as a world to bring in the new, beautiful, enriched, powerful, new ascension energies, and the shift in consciousness, everything, the peace of the world is within your heart, inspired into your imagination. But we're all getting ideas, but we have fear. We're afraid to love, to have the courage to present these ideas, to enact them, to act upon them rather, until they crystallize into what you and the Creator has given purpose and meaning to. And as you practice saying this is good and this is bad, or I did this is good, then you will believe more in the paradigm of fear and not be able to have faith in the paradigm of love, where all of your dreams, because all of your dreams, everyone's dreams and desires, are based on a concept of some kind of ideal goodness. Everybody's thinking, and even the people who are abusing power, they're doing it because they're afraid that they're the ones who are the most afraid of their ability to actually do something through this paradigm of love. But whether or not the intention is for good or evil, at the core, everybody still is wanting the same thing. Just some people are afraid, but we're all afraid. We're just all showing different examples of fear. Those who are doing corrupt things, and those of us who are afraid to leave our homes or to try anything. It's the same seed, just gradients of that seed or that energy. And he says, use your power for peace. Use your power for peace. Once you stop practicing that, stop labeling everything, people, just a simple way it's the simplest way I can tell you. And you start to just focus on and believe, first of all, in the plan that's been placed within your heart. So I'll tell you this story, something I learned this week as well. So my kryptonite is when somebody tells me, as a teacher, as a music teacher, that you just play the songs that they like, and they always mean that they listen to, which means they're telling me not to educate them. They don't realize it. Because the music, the education of music, or the classics and all the jazz and all these things, and anything that's before their era, they're telling me it's useless. Nobody likes it. And so I'm supposed to now not be passionate about. So this would always cause me to go into this very dark place. And then, like the last time I had a job interview, I was still writing the plan. I couldn't settle on anything. I had a whole bunch of stuff, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I was all over the place because of that one criticism. And I've taught for 15 years, and I've I know what works. Not to say I just know what works, but I'm telling you, I know that first time I did it for a month, they did not pay attention. They talked and they were disruptive. So then I decided enough of this. And I started with Beethoven. I talked about his life and how the things that he endured as a child, and they were all ear silence, sometimes in tears. And then I would walk through the hallway, but they sat there like with this attitude, like, I don't want to listen to this. Then, but they didn't talk. But see, before they wouldn't shut up. They were screaming in it. So then, I'm walking through the hallway, and 1, 2, 3 separately. Mr. Jones, don't tell anybody, but I really love that lesson. So that taught me. See, peer pressure. Everybody, it's not cool. So a lot of people that say things are not, and adults still do it. We say things aren't cool because everybody else says they're not cool. But we really like certain things because we don't want people to not like us. And so what I learned is no person, and I'm going to say it as a teacher first, and you can apply this to yourself in any situation. There is enough thing outside of you that helps you, that is, how do I say it? Yeah, that there's nothing outside of you that can really make the connection with your students. The connection is within you, within your gifts, the ones that you are unashamed of, the ones and all the parts of you that you are embracing. The more you embrace equally all the facets of you, the stronger a connection of authenticity that you will have and read as an energy signature. And the more authentic you are, the higher your frequency is, and the more you naturally connect to others. So there's no book, no lesson plan, no nothing that can ever supplement or be a substitute. Like we're talking, so this is like saying artificial intelligence, because the physical world, those things are temporal. The soul is real. And that's the only thing that makes connections, soul to soul, heart to heart. Now, those things can support you, but they are not the main link. And they're writing yes. And I think now that means you understand me. Moving on. All right, so let's take a look at the cards for the beginning of the week. Now, the cards were laid down this week from right to left, but I always start left to right. But that is for me to inform you that this means this week, you need to focus from the internal perspective, not from the external perspective. All right, so it's not about like what's happening out there. This is about what's happening within you that's affecting what's happening out there. And I like this very much because this is the true source of all your power and the purpose behind everything that's happening out there. Okay, so let's take a look at. Oh, we had this card last week. It's coming back again. And this is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is telling us about holding on to things, right? Now, holding on to things in the way that I just described it, where we put more value in things than we do in our own souls, our spirits, our gifts and talents, your own ideas, your true self, the authentic self, the bright light, the morning star within you. We can't put our any place more value on the things around us than we do on ourselves. This will hold you back. This is makes you afraid to be authentic. It makes you afraid to show up as your true self. And authentic, it's like, well, how do I know what my authentic self is? You will see that's another thing. Your authentic self isn't just this one particular self that you found and you just keep repeating it, because then it's no longer authentic. You're end gaming. The ego is about habits and patterns. The spirit is about eternal evolution. Every moment is fresh and new, and so are you authentically. And so imagine if you allow this to be, just how abundant your inner life will be. And as a result, how many blessings you would start to experience afresh, moment to moment. So he's got his back up against the wall and he's looking at these things. I like this card because he's thinking a little bit more carefully. He's just not restricting himself and like usually you see the card and he's got that face and he's got it tight. So he's like not budging and he's really more on guard, like, you're not getting my money. You're not going to make me do anything. This is the way I do stuff. I'm not going to do it any differently. He's sitting here sort of really reflecting about, what is this doing to me? Is this really serving me or not? And so these are questions that you should be asking yourself before you just keep on holding on to that approach or holding on to that thing that you need to let go of, but you just won't let go of it. and you just spend day after day after day thinking the same. Should I just, is it time? Well, no, I'll keep it a little bit long. Okay, enough of that. Okay. Now we have, remember we had the Empress, but now we have the Queen of Cups. And so this is really giving you the sense of, so really, as you're reflecting and whatever you're reflecting on, and if it's causing you a little bit of stress, right? Should I not? Should I go? And I just saw the word Jesus. So listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. And really tune in to what you're feeling. Now, again, this might bring up shadow stuff. It might bring up also inspirational things, but embrace them. Really tune in to see what is behind this, and ask that question, is it really that I'm afraid to try new things? Is this about something else? And usually, I'm going to say it like this, and first, usually sometimes we have reasons, the valid reasons, ego wise. So I can explain it like this: that emotional app I told you guys about, I can't remember. I think it's called How Do I Feel, and then it has like all these things. It's really amazing at times when you really are just, and then they may suggest a video or they have videos you can look through, or tool techniques. And this one was about distractions, and I can't remember the 6 questions. And basically it was just asking me all about distractions. And I'm like, what the world? And at the end, it basically was saying, well, of the 3 distractions, if you had to choose one of them, which one would be the least harmful to you. And so I chose it, and then it said, now go do that for 5 minutes. Because the idea was, when we distract ourselves, we might actually need it, but not just in indulging in distraction, but you can use it as a tool for good, if you will. And so, when you ask yourself, well, what is this really about? Look at it in that vein. Yes, you do. It is shadow, but why? Anything. So I love what my grandmother used to say. Whatever you do, do it in moderation. And to me, that implied that anything in moderation used for can be used in a good way. We have extremes and polarities. Oh no, this is good and this is really bad. But in moderation, they can be used in a very neutral way to sort of how to neutralize and stabilize something. All right, so think about that. I can't see. Oh, the Six of Wands. Okay, great. And so with the Six of Wands, this is telling me that as you work with this process a little bit, you are going to sort of be able to come out of whatever it is and achieve what you want. So by embracing both equally and seeing them in a moderate perspective, you help to neutralize and then stabilize and then secure some, wisdom for yourself. So you learn something about yourself. And they wrote compromise. It won't feel like such a compromise. Then what would have seemed unreasonable seems reasonable and also practical and helpful. And healthful as well. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck, and it's a Chariot card. And I like these two cards together in a reading. I just noticed that. I don't know if I've noticed it before, seen it before. But it really gives me a sense of you, and this is the Major Arcana card, the first one. So this week, if you're willing to have the courage to love yourself in the way that we've just described to you, you will find yourself really moving in the direction of your desire. Even if you don't know what your desire is, this moment of victory will lift this card has a Jupiter. I can't remember the other sign, like Jupiter in something, maybe Jupiter in Pisces. But maybe your desires and dreams will actually expand and be boosted with energy and support. So really, this week, I get a sense of you're going to be moving forward. The energy is going to be clearing out of your way as you are working through these challenges. And it might not seem like it might just seem like you're just struggling with yourself, but the energy that these opposing forces within you are, in the way that they're confronting you, are actually moving you forward. And something seems like it will just lift or take off. So invest in your potential, no matter what that is. They write yes. And by investing in your potential, this means invest in your heart. Be compassionate. Try to give it what it wants. When you feel that you have to hold back, reflect, and think about what is this really about? All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. God bless you.